To me, it's important that people understand what I do for a living and that what I do is good for the economy and is good for the environment here on the Eastern Shore. I'm John Kotoski, originally from Long Island, New York, and moved down here to River Run, a golf course community, for about 12 years ago. I'm the operations manager, so I oversee the maintenance of the golf course facility, and then I run River Run Construction. At build-out, we'll have about 350 homes on it, and townhomes. It's predominantly made up mostly of people who have relocated either from Baltimore, D.C., Philly, Jersey, New York. So one of the reasons I'm involved in this project is people just don't understand or really don't know what happens on a golf course or in a development, and I want to get the word out. When groundwater and surface water enter a golf course, it leaves cleaner than it came in. And the reason, obviously, is because of all this massive turf area. That turf naturally filters pollutants before it can get into the ground. The golf course is acting as basically a biofilter for the community. So all the stormwater that runs off the homes has to go through the golf course before it can get to the bay. So in this case, development and open space, in this case golf, are working together to help the environment. And when we apply fertilizer specifically to the turf, we do it based on the amount of nutrients that that plant needs, because the turf gets worn, so you're applying fertilizers to keep that plant continually growing so it stays thick. You might put tons of material down, but the amount of actual nitrogen is only a percentage of that weight. So in other words, if I put a ton of fertilizer down on the golf course, the amount of nitrogen out of that may only be 500 pounds of actual nitrogen. The rest of it is the filler product. Regulations are something that keeps everybody on the same level playing field, and regulations should be based on best management practices and sound science. I think when regulations start getting where it inhibits how you can do business, then it hurts the economy, especially on the Eastern Shore. The big point being, if we have to control 100% of the water that leaves the site, so if we're building 50 or 80 homes or even 2 homes, if we have to make that water stay on the site and not leave that parcel of land, it's going to become very difficult to do it, almost impossible in some cases. You just can't do it. So if that happens, it pretty much development stops. For every home that's built, we generate about $90,000 of taxable income to the county every year. It trickles down to jobs, people who are plumbers, framers, electricians, all those people. If houses are not being built, they're not working. From my perspective, responsible development would be the planning process, working with the counties and developing growth that fits the area and does not create sprawl. The groups that are probably not at the table right now, I would say, are probably homeowner associations, boating organizations. You'd want to have developers, you'd want to have your local politicians involved. You get all those people together, I think you can discuss and solve some issues.